Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So if you hear from the short, you already have a backstory. If not, our word was pumpkin. And right when that word was coming up, a little bit before, I should say, and into it, I started to feel this feeling of impending doom. And I don't really know a better way to describe it. It felt uh, something negative is coming. The message is obviously saying differently. But with pumpkin, we're thinking of a harvest, the ending of a cycle, what we've put in. We can now enjoy what it is. The supporting angel number card was having faith. That goes into trust the process, coming full circle, oneness, wholeness, bonding, merging. Uh, that impending doom and kind of what I went into with the short got into the idea that, hey, I put this in and it failed. It's not working. It's not going to work. Or what I wanted to happen isn't going to happen. I'm accepting that. And maybe I ran myself too thin. Or I'm trying to grasp where this impending doom is. Or it's just that failure. We're just viewing the failure as, hey, it didn't work. I suck is coming to my mind. Maybe we're really beating ourselves up. We are disappointed in ourselves, or maybe the universe, God, source, divine, a little bit of everything that, hey, this didn't work out the way I wanted it to. We're down in the dumps a bit, but there's something else coming. There's another reason. Maybe it's like the way that we didn't see it. It happens a lot when we have a very straight view in something and it doesn't pan out and we think it's over, it failed. But there is something different. Trust the process. I did mention that, isn't it so much better when we think something's not going to work and then we get that surprise? Granted, if we knew it was going to work, why would we have to go through the process? I mean, if we really think about that, if I knew whatever was going to work, I wouldn't be worried about it. I wouldn't be thinking about it. I wouldn't be yearning for it. If, like, let's just use brushing our teeth. Uh, as a kid, we're probably dreading it and we don't want to do it, and then we have to, and it's like a punishment. As an adult, it's just a normal process of waking up. That's not something, it's not a surprise. We just do it, uh, just like eating or breathing. But when we want something and we try really hard and it doesn't work out and we get let down, this is where this whole process comes in. It's like, well, this process. And then when we think it's like, why did I have to go through the pain or the agony or get stressed or worried or have this back and forth faith game of, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Am I going to succeed in whatever it may be, or find some sort of stability in this experience, or dating, or whatever it is? Why would I have to go through this process? Why does this take place? And that surprise is a lovely surprise. We got the Justice card, karma, coming good for our efforts, whatever it is. I'm not quite sure what it 100% pertains to, but it's obviously something we feel that we failed or didn't work out in our favor, maybe was a waste of time, that impending doom. It didn't really have a title to it. It just was a consuming energy that maybe it's just accepting failure, and we're still hanging on to that last thread, and we're expecting to have to accept failure, but we're still also holding on to the other side of the thread of that hope and faith. Chariot reversed, impulsive acts. This can tie into that impending doom of uh, fear or some sort of control over a situation where we step in to feel like we have a say in it, or try to keep us safe, however that may be, whether financially or metaphorically, taking actions to try to control the disruption, or projecting this impending doom or whatever failure might be taking place or expected to take place, and we act out to protect before something takes place. Ten of Cups reversed, neglected bonds. It's kind of beating ourselves up on I made this decision or that decision. It's really, I think, over exaggerating accountability in an aspect of failure, or beating ourselves up in the way of going down a road or making a decision or taking a path and holding ourselves accountable in a way that is not productive or punishing. We're looking at, and obviously if we're using the word failure and we're embodying something like that, or we weren't good enough to do something, or it didn't work out, or we didn't succeed, that is quite a depleting space and can take form in a lot of different ways and ripple throughout our experience. Temperance, inner peace. I really didn't mention it on the Ten of Cups, but looking at it that, hey, this isn't a mistake, or it wasn't a mistake, but it doesn't sound like it's over. It sounds like something's coming still, and we're accepting failure too early. But the inner peace, and where was I going with that? Touching on the mistake, the failure isn't true. Did a message yesterday that kind of touched on, hey, if it may not make sense now, but if we get through whatever it may be, and we look back and we see what came of it, whatever situation or struggle, like, what is the point of this process? I mentioned that earlier. Why did I have to go through this process, or what took place during this process? If we would just go back to that brushing our teeth, something habitual that we're constantly doing and we don't think about it, it just happens. That's just, we're coasting. That's just taking place. But going after something or trying or putting effort into something, making so-called mistakes or failures, what took place? What is this process? What is deeper in there? And understanding that to see why. Why did I have to go through this? What actually came of it? Beyond just whatever we may have been searching for. Ten of Wands reverse. Released burdens. Is this a stage that we were still hanging on to things? Did we have to let go? This whole trust aspect that, hey, I'm going to be taken care of, or things always do end up working out for me in the end. What are we grabbing a hold of so much that makes us feel safe? Going back to actions like this, to this projected outcome that we have. Sure, if it's logical and the math adds up, or whatever situation we're dealing with, it's very simply controlling that way. But is that related to some sort of idea or thought pattern that we have, or a wound that surrounds whatever this might be that we're still hanging on to and we have yet to let go of? How do we get to that place to fully release it? Got two cards here. Got the Hanged Man, new paradigm. Obviously, a new perspective is needed, which isn't the easiest thing, because clearly we're hanging on to it for a reason. It makes us feel safe, and there's nothing wrong with that. We then have the Death card reversed, fear of change. Where would I be without this? Sure, we can look at the positive aspects of how different life would be, whatever this thought pattern or behavior may be, but that thought pattern or behavior also keeps us safe. So we would be in a space of not feeling safe, letting go of this. How can we create safety within without that? That is a lot of trust. Talk about that a lot on this channel, whether in the external of God, Source, Divine Universe, your angels, whoever you're subscribed to, and self. That is a very touchy subject, a touchy experience. But we got to remember that pumpkin. Knight of Swords, swift action. Uh, it gives off the idea of boldly running into things and uh, not always thinking about the repercussions. Maybe this is where we were upset with ourselves a bit, or we have taken in impulsive acts, but it also gives off the other side of when we overcomplicate things with our fears or our thoughts. We don't make moves. We don't move at all. Maybe we finally did, and it didn't work, or we think it didn't work, and we're just a little hesitant here at this stage to ever try something again. Maybe we have, and now we're in it again. I don't know if I'm repeating myself here, and we are thinking about doing it again. Uh, this If we keep repeating the same thing, obviously it's a cycle, you know. So we have to be able to see that pattern and work backwards to dismantle it if we ever want to escape it. Otherwise, we're kind of contained within it. I'll get one last card here. Four of Cups. Whether what I just mentioned there uh, of being in that space that maybe we tried something and it did fail and we don't want to start again or try anything again. What's the point? I was let down. I don't want to try. It didn't work out. Or we are already sensing that impending doom and we're kind of pulling that energy in if we are, you know. Can I turn it off? No. How hard is it to turn that off? How much did this mean? What did it relate to and what aspect of our life? There's a lot of other things that grab a hold of stability or our emotions and love in general, whether for self, items, or people, places, things. There's always another way to view things, and how often can we get out of our head and see that? It's a very uncomfortable. I'm feeling this right now with this message. So I don't know what else to tell you because I just feel like whatever. Maybe that's really where we're at. And uh, where do we get that faith again, that trust to pull us up a bit and try to catch ourselves in those negative thoughts uh, that we could create for ourselves through trying to control things to feel safe. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. I will talk to you all later.